Yo guys, good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am all done up because we're about to go shoot the new sweat sets. We are going to the library here, which is like super close to us, like super easy. And then we're gonna go check out one of the new gyms that is opening up in the city. Very excited to just see. It's supposed to be like a huge gym. The lighting looks amazing. Like there's lights, oh my god. And it's like all black, which what a vibe. So we're gonna go check that out, maybe take a couple photos and just like show you guys around. And then I have to film TikToks later on, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna train, but I will obviously take you guys with if I do. If anything, it'll be upper body, but I also have a smoke sesh this evening to kick off the new challenge. So the challenge is starting on the 6th, which is tomorrow. And so I like to do smoke sessions before. You don't have to smoke, you can just come hang out. But basically I like to just get the girls like set up for the challenge so that they know what they're doing, they know what to be eating, they can ask all of their questions, and we kind of just hang out for like a couple hours and just like, you know, yeah, just chat and whatever else. Get everyone set up for the challenge, make sure everyone is ready to just like get through the next 8 weeks and they actually know what they're doing. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to hang out with the girls, and yeah, that is my day. So let's go shoot some sweat sets.
Rack here, so this is where you take your shoes off or whatever, change your shoes.
Switch shoes, whatnot.
Here's gonna be the front desk. So this is where you scan in, renting space. So there'll be a room there that you can rent out. I've got like a couple skincare companies. I've got a whole bunch of different companies kind of asking.
Got everything.
A doctor's office is basically gonna come in here. They're going to do kind of TRT, hormones, IV, blood testing and everything. Bodybuilders and fitness people taking stuff and then, or having to get their blood work done. It's like a pain. You're going to this office, going to that office. You got to book time with whatever. Yeah. We're going to probably allow like 15, I got to figure it out, 15 to 20 people in here only at one time, and do hour slots. Yes, so there's literally going to be a steam room there, sauna, hot tub, cold plunge, massage chairs, rainfall showers here. There's going to be the washroom. Yeah, I wanted kind of a one-stop shop for everything. Regular changing room, and then these are going to be the showers. So I did it so that I wanted you to have your own space and feel comfortable. So it's literally going to be a solid steel door. You're walking here, you can bring your bag. There's going to be a massive kind of rainfall shower here, and then you can change, whatever, leave. Instead of having to go back out there or whatever like that. So there's 3, there's handicap and 2 normal ones. And then this is the men's washroom, so there's going to be urinals along there, and then toilets. there with full mirror and everything, and then obviously kind of like a makeup area, have a mirror here with a countertop, and then basically four toilets, 3 showers.
What did this place used to be?
So this place, actually, you know the TV show Last of Us?
Yeah.
They used to film it here.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
That's pretty
Yes. So, and then before that, it was a steel foundry, hence the
yes.
cranes and stuff
Look
like
at
that. So this, so the garage door you can open. You can see the floor. I did black with gold flake in it, so we'll get that extra little pop. And then I'm going to do mirrors, like tilted mirrors on the back there. And this area is going to be the lake section. We all think of the senses, you know, sight, sound, smell, touch, like that. So I wanted to create everything. So even to like that front area, through the HVAC, I'll be pumping essential oils so that you can actually like come in and smell, and it actually smells nice. And then same with the visual, like you want it to be visually appealing and everything like that. Yeah, because I didn't want to over the top. I wanted it simple, but I wanted features that stand out. This is where all the cardio is going to be. Ellipticals and bikes and everything on the second row, and then row of treadmills, and then the bottom row another treadmills. Because then too, we all like people watching. Okay, makes time go by a lot faster. So that's why I wanted to give everyone the whole view of the whole gym. Then this area is going to be more the functional area in teams. So like back here, right where this wall is going to be, I'm going to do like wrestling mats and jiu-jitsu mats and stuff like that, or even 2 people can stretch on those mats. And then punching bags along that wall, and then there's going to be 60 by 30 turf, and then just a couple squat racks in here, a couple more. This area is going to be more functional, not CrossFit, but more functional, kind of that style of training here with the sleds and everything like that. Yep. So,
Holy shit.
So I've been always plates, gold barbells, and provide people a service that literally when you come here,
Okay, so after we've gotten the full walk around, the full tour, this place is gonna be so cool. Like, so cool. I'm actually really excited to see it fully done. We're just heading down here for a photo because it's super cool. But to be honest, I'm amazed. I feel like it's just everything in one gym, which I think that Canada really didn't have. Like, I feel like it's something that I've just been looking for. So yeah, I think it's really cool. Really bomb. Lots of mirrors. You know your girl loves mirrors. Let's go take some photos. Oh my god, stop it. It's like the mini sniff machine. Sick. So, we got lots of photos. This is actually pretty bomb. Cool. It's one of these that I really liked. Doesn't even look like a library. Vibe. Cool. Now we're filming TikToks. I need to, oh my god, you guys are at 9%. Ah! I guess I have to charge you guys. I need to move around the living room again, so I'm doing TikToks in the house. Thanks. Fresh battery. I love that. You just pull it out of nowhere. So I'm gonna do some TikToks. I have to move the couch around. We're also trying to sell the couch because we're getting our new couches tomorrow. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna move the couch, start some TikToks. What am I gonna say? I have no idea, but I feel really chatty today. So I think it's gonna work out perfectly, because if I don't feel chatty when I go to do TikToks, then I just kind of sit in front of the camera and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna talk about? Now I feel like I could ramble on, so I better use this energy for TikToks. Then I'm gonna have to ramble on during the smoke sesh tonight. Yeah, anyway, let's move the living room. My makeup looks really cute today, actually. Vibing with this hairstyle, vibing with the makeup. Love. Guys, it actually got so dark so quick, so I'm using one of the lights for the podcast to light me up while I do TikToks, which is actually working pretty well, but I'm losing ideas for what to make TikToks about. So I'm like, what am I even talking about? What else do I say? Sometimes I do this where I like start filming TikToks and then I just like run out of ideas, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck do people need help with? Because I'm trying to make my content like as valuable as possible. But it's like, I don't know what to say anymore. So I've definitely stuck this recipe in the app. It is the crispy tofu tacos. So I have the tofu in here. It's gonna go off in like a minute, not even. And then I made some veggies. Usually I put tempeh in there for the extra protein, but I don't have tempeh, so I cannot. And then I'm just frying up some tortillas. So excited. And obviously toppings, lettuce, avocado, and salsa. Let's make them together. So I just finished my smoke sesh with the challenge girls, and now I'm eating a protein brownie. You guys can't really see it, but yeah, it was really nice to just like sit and chat with the girls and stuff. It's like so bright. That's better. Okay, so a while ago, you guys, I had put on my Instagram a Q&A, and I was just like, I want to do a Q&A on YouTube. So if you guys have any questions for me, put them in the box thing, whatever. And so I have the questions. I honestly only wanted to answer a few of them because I feel like some of them were kind of the same, or they were close to the same, and I don't want to just ramble on forever. As much as you guys know I can do that. I'm not gonna do that. So I thought while I'm eating my little snack, we could have a chat. Okay, so the first question is favorite workout slash productivity strain. And I feel like I knew I was gonna get this question. My absolute favorite right now, I'm like such a gummy girl. I feel like I smoke a lot in the summer because it's like nice outside and I like being outside, but smoking in the winter, like going outside and whatever, and I don't smoke in my apartment. It's just really fucking cold, you guys. I live in Canada and I don't want to go outside, and it's just not the vibe. And then bongs just give me like, I just cough so much. Like, it's not normal. It like literally I start like wheezing in my lungs. Like, you can hear my lungs like breathing. It's awful. So I don't really smoke bongs. Or I try not to. Try my best. So I really like the spinach sours. What is it called? I think it's like Day Trip or something, or yeah, it's the green package spinach sours. And I love that before the gym. So I'll take like 2 or 3 gummies ish, and it's like the perfect vibe for the gym. It is so good. So that's easily my favorite, like by far. I had this other one. I want to say it was like, you know how there's like strawberry cough? I want to say it was raspberry cough. And that had to be one of my favorites ever, only because I felt so like giggly and happy, and like I feel like I don't really get that anymore. I feel like some people are like, oh my god, I smoke and I'm like so laughy and whatever. I don't really feel that anymore. I used to, but now I don't. Certain strains I will, and that strain was bomb. Okay, next question. When did you live in Vancouver and how was your experience? I lived in Vancouver. That would have been from like 2018 to, was it 2018? Maybe it was like the middle of 2017-ish. I lived there for like 2 years. Wait, I feel like I lived there longer because I had, no, I think it was 2 years. I lived there 2 years, like 2017 to 2019-ish. And my experience was so good. So I lived in East Van first. When I lived in East Van, I was living with one of my friends, and we lived like right by like Commercial Drive, I think it is called. My friend worked on Commercial Drive. I worked downtown, so I had to like train every day, which was fine. But it was actually really cute. Like, it was a cute little area. I loved it. And then I moved into the city, so I moved downtown. I lived on, I think it was Howe Street. It was like right by Granville Street, but off of Granville Street, so it wasn't like disgusting, but it was like, you know, close to the partying and stuff. You guys, this is where I made some of my best friends. Like, I met some of the most amazing people when I was living in Vancouver, and it was so nice to be like right by the ocean. Yeah, it was a great time. Like, I loved it, and I loved having my own apartment. Like, I lived by myself. Like, it was, especially downtown in the city, like, I feel like that was when I actually grew up, because I lived by myself. I had to pay rent downtown fucking Vancouver, which was so expensive. I had like 3 or 4 jobs at one time, and I really started to learn like adulting, if I could say anything. Like, I was like, learned how to become an adult, basically. And, you know, I was working with so many different, like, I was working at a restaurant, or a pub. Would you call it a pub? Tap and Barrel. It was like a restaurant pub kind of vibe. I also worked at a bar, so I was a bartender, and I was also like the beer bin girl. And then what else did I do? Oh, I worked for like a vegan cookie dough company. Like, so random. Their cookie dough was so bomb though, and I got like endless cookie dough. But I found that I just drank a lot. I was like partying so much on the weekends, because that's just what I did, I guess. And what else did I do? Like, yeah, it was really fun actually. Like, I had the best time. I met one of my friends, she's from Australia, and she's the one that I got my boobs done with, and we got our boobs done when we were in Vancouver. So we drove all the way down to Seattle. That's where we got them done. We would drive to Seattle multiple times, like a week or in like a month. Like we would rent cars all the time because neither of us had a car, and we would rent cars and we would just like go down to Seattle, and we would go for like Target and Chick-fil-A and Cheesecake Factory, and what else do we go for? Anything just in America tasted better than Canada. And this was when I was in my like I will eat anything all the time. Oh, what's that like soup place? The bowls of soup? I forget what it's called. Maybe you guys know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I really fucking loved Vancouver. It was so nice. It did get really busy and very expensive. I was so lucky to live downtown because honestly, driving downtown when you're not living in the city is the worst thing ever. I loved living in the city because it was like I could walk the seawall. I could literally walk to wherever I was going, like, and yeah, it was just so easy. Yeah, that's my Vancouver experience. You know what though? Their winters, I just got depressed. Like I got so depressed because it's so rainy and it's so like wet cold. It's like, it just makes you cold to your core. I don't like it. Next question. Okay, these two kind of go together. So I'm going to read both of them and then I'm going to give what I do. So, how do you stay motivated in the gym and with healthy eating? And what gives you motivation to go to the gym on the days you can't get out of bed? I would say the biggest thing that like keeps you motivated and just like keeps you on track is, ooh, that's a good question. I think the biggest thing is like, I don't know how to answer this question. Like what keeps me motivated? Do you have any advice? I'm trying to think of like what would keep you motivated. I feel like we're just disciplined. Actually, you know what does? Is like progress. Like I think you just have to get past like the first 8 weeks or the first 12 weeks or to whenever you can see progress. Then once you've seen some progress, you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Cool. And then you get addicted. Like what keeps you motivated to go to the gym on days you can't get out of bed? I would literally say that like it just makes you feel so much better. It's like you have to like force yourself to move, but then once you move, you feel great. And you're like, that was so worth it. Every time. Every time. Like if you feel like you can't get out of bed, like that's you telling yourself that you can't get out of bed. I think you just have to be like, because like that was like me the other day when I was like super tired and I like didn't really want to get out. Even this morning, you're like, you're gonna miss your date with Amber. Go. You need a boyfriend that kicks you out of bed. That's what you need. I have empathy. I understand that sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. I think the best advice I can give you is you actually have to like force yourself to do it. I've said this in like a lot of my vlogs. It's like a lot of times you have to force yourself to work out or force yourself to do like go for a walk or force yourself to do some sort of movement, but like almost every single time you'll come out of it and be like, that was so worth it. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next question, because I think that's what you have to do is you just have to like force yourself to do it, and even force yourself for like the first 8 to 12 weeks ish, see some progress, and then you'll get addicted. Okay, we're moving on. What advice do you have for other small business owners and content creators? Okay, well, that is very broad. I could give so much advice. However, I feel like the best advice that I could give, you know what? I feel like the best advice that I would give myself as a business owner and content creator, as a content creator, I would say to just like trust yourself, because I feel like the last couple months, and I talked about this in one of my other vlogs, is for a couple months I was very lost with my content. I was very lost with myself, I think, and a lot of that was I was looking at other people's stuff and looking at their content and looking at what they were doing, and I think I lost who I was and who I was talking to. So I felt like, oh, well, my stuff has to look like this and it has to be like this and blah, blah, blah. And realistically, like, it really didn't. And I think that was just like my problem was I was trying to follow what everyone else was doing. And like Lifted is such a unique brand that like I can't do that. Like I feel like and I fall into a rabbit hole when I start doing that because I feel like I have my own style and I feel like I found my own style of content and stuff that I really like, and I genuinely like making it. Like it you know how we have like a creative side to us and we should like tap into that? That's like me doing content. Like I like it, you know, it's cool, it's fun. I get to like, you know, it's very satisfying when you find like really good lighting, or when you take like a really good photo, or when you get like a really good video or something, or one of your TikToks does really well. Like it's really nice. I don't know, it's satisfying. You worked really hard on it. Like, yeah. And that would be like what I would tell myself before, is just like trust yourself, trust like what you're doing and what you're putting out, because you're gonna find that style that you really like. You're gonna find that, yeah, if it's something that you like to do, like you'll actually enjoy it if you're doing something that you like rather than doing what everyone else is doing. And this might like contradict it, but I think my biggest advice I have two things of advice for business owners. First, I think we have to adapt. I think you have to be able to be curious and realize that you don't know everything. Like, we have to make really fast decisions in business. Like, you should make your decisions very quick and like be able to move on from them, and just work with it and go with it. And that just means that like you have to be able to decide something and just let the rest go. And I think I've always been really good at that. Like I've always been really good at just making a decision, being like, that's what I'm deciding, that's what I want, that's what's happening. The rest of it will fall into place. And if it doesn't, then we'll deal with it when it happens, you know? I think the second thing with business is, okay, wait, we have to be able to adapt to content and stuff as well. So as much as I'm saying like have your own voice and like, you know, really trust yourself, you also have to realize that like content is always changing, and like you have to get on like the platforms that you actually want to be on, but you actually like making content. It's such a game. Content is so, it's just a lot. Content is a lot. The second thing that I would tell business owners, realize that you don't know everything. Like, I think the minute that you realize that you don't know everything and that someone could do so many things better than you could is when your business starts like growing, because you can get other people to do the shit that you're not good at. And, you know, you're no longer trying to be everything in the business. You're now like able to get other people to help you with that stuff, which helps the business thrive even more. Because if you get someone that's good at, say, email marketing or something, then you're going to sell more stuff and you can pay them better, or you can pay someone else to do something else. So I think realizing that you're not perfect at everything. And as much as it's hard to give away like parts of your business, I guess it just depends what you want. Like, do you want to be working like 24/7, or do you want someone to help you with it? Or like, what's the vibe, you know? Yeah, I think that's like my biggest advice for business owners and content creators. And I think my last thing, I feel like I would have so much advice for like business and content. My last thing is networking. Networking is everything. I think if you let your emotions get in the way of business, that's when you have problems. Because like, I mean, and you guys have probably heard me just like ramble on about some girls that have obviously been not so great to deal with, I guess. That's what I would say. But I'm really careful about like what kind of bridges that I burn, and like just how I am, I guess, like how I meet people, where I meet people. Yeah, I think it's like networking is going to be like the most important part of business. Like, people really help. I think people almost forget that when you're in business, you do have to, like, I guess it depends what business you're in, but most of the time other people can help you, and meeting other people. I have another tip. Oh my God, I could give so much advice about business. I like love it so much. When you're in business, I think the most important thing to realize is that be curious about other people. Like, be very curious when you're meeting people, because you can ask them what they do for work, what they've done for work. I think there's been so many times where I've met someone and you don't even realize what they've done in their life. Like, people have different life experiences, and it's like they could help your business in so many ways, but you just don't know it yet because you don't really know them as a person. So it's crazy, because if you're curious about what people have done, and if you're curious about people in general, then you never know how they could help you. Like, you'll randomly get in a conversation. I find that I randomly get in a conversation with someone, and then I'm like, wait, what the fuck? You've done that? And then I'm like amazed, because they could help my business in some way, or they know someone that knows someone, and you're like, find that out just through conversation. That's my biggest advice, is just like, stay really curious about other people, because you just never know who could help you and how they could help you. Maybe they can't help you now, but maybe down the line you're like, oh my God, I need a new accountant, and so-and-so's boyfriend's husband's best friend is an accountant that is really good at whatever the fuck they're good at. You just never honestly know. You never know. So be very curious, meet as many people as you can. And people are very interesting, actually. When you start meeting people, it's just put yourself into those situations where you have to meet people, because it's very interesting. That's a lot of talking. I talked all through the TikToks. I talked all through the meetings tonight. I gave like, oh my God, I feel like I've been talking all day. So I'm gonna go. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you liked that last part of just answering some questions, because I feel like that's kind of fun. Anyways,